What's up, Soul Family and everyone out there in the world? This is Nihility to Entity Tarot, and this is going to be a general reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiters. For the while the Sun is traveling the last 15 degrees of Cancer. Now, with that being said, this is a general reading, so not everything you're about to hear may resonate to your situation. If it doesn't, take what does resonate and leave the rest. Now, it has been raining since the 4th of July, so if my eyes seem a little buggy or seem a little fog-headed, it's because my sinuses are acting up, but let's continue. Pisces is mutable water, being mutable and adaptable to your own and other people's ways of feeling the emotions. And Pisces itself is born out of the 12th house of the subconscious. And 12th house is dealing with the subconscious, dreams, illusions, fantasy, and creativity. Now, let's shuffle this a couple more times. I'm going to pull 9 cards plus an overall from the Celtic, Universal Celtic Tarot deck, and clarify it from the Waite or Waite deck, and then pull 3 cards from the Moonology Oracle deck to see what Mother Moon wants to tell you through me. Now, let's get started by shuffling this deck 2 more times, and let's begin. Okay. Now, your overall card of the reading is the 9 of Swords. So this is saying that you may be having restless nights, you may be stressed out and overthinking about things, or whatever you are dealing with, as far as situations, circumstances, people, places, and things. Remember that your thoughts and these thoughts are not yours, so do your best to create a higher perspective of these thoughts so that they do not transmute into negative feelings. Now, with the 7 of Cups, that being your first card from the overall, this is talking about you having a lot of choices. You have a lot of things that you are desiring to do. Do what's best for you and your highest good while narrowing down the choices so you don't become scattered and go all over the place. Remember that a jack of trades is a master of none. Now, with the Hierophant being here, this is a commitment towards somebody or something. You could be committed to a business or committed to a project, a goal, or aspiration of yours. This also is saying that you could, for some of y'all could be getting married, but from what I'm looking at the spread, it seems very business orientated. So this is about commitment and you being committed to this business, or if you're dealing with a relationship, committed to a relationship. This is Taurus energy, so you could be dealing with a Taurus if you're dealing with a person. Now, with the next card being the 4 of Swords, this is saying that you are resting, recuperating, meditating, and pondering over what has recently happened, maybe during the first 15 degrees of the Sun being in Cancer. Something could have and possibly happened. Or this is saying that you are pondering about your future. And we'll clarify that when we get to it. Now, with the next card being the 2 of Pentacles, this is saying that you are juggling between deciding whether or not to do something in the material world, because it is Pentacles, and Pentacles means material in the earthly realm. You could be juggling whether or not to go ahead and continue doing a business. You could be juggling in continuing a project that you have, a goal, aspiration. But again, we'll clarify that when we get to it. Now, with the Six of Swords, I feel like you are making a transition from a negative place or a negative circumstance or situation, and you are leaving that behind and moving into greener water, greener lands. As you can see with the island, it's green, and the water means emotions, and so you are traveling through your emotions into a greener land. Alright? Now, moving on to the Page of Wands. This is saying that you have sparked a new vision for yourself. In this vision that you are envisioning for yourself, you are learning along the way while going after this vision. You could have started a new project, you could have started a new business, you could have started a new relationship, but we will have to clarify this when we get to it. Now, with the Queen of Swords, this is saying that you are standing in your truth and being independent and self-aware. This is also a card. The Queen of Swords is also a very good person to give advice to others. So, if you're in this Queen of Swords energy, you do have the ability to give advice to others. But the only thing is that the Queen of Swords can sometimes be too in her truth to the point where she could be cold cutting and cut people down. Do your best to pay attention and watch what you say before you say it. But like Dolo says, Chef Dolo the Parliament out, that if you don't have anything nice to say, then what it says is people say that if you don't have nothing to say, don't say anything at all. But what happens when it's time for you to be God, aka what happens when you are in the position to act like an individual. But that does not mean to downgrade people, but that does mean to give your advice and leave it there. Now, with the King of Pentacles, this is a card of you being in your having everything that you want and need. But the King of Pentacles and you yourself being in this energy has taken a lot of time to get where you are, and so you could be a little selfish during this time. So with that being said, do your best to not be too selfish and give what you can, but and don't let the greed or the time that you've taken to get into this position of the King of Pentacles to go to your head, so to speak. Now, the King of Pentacles is also a fatherly-like figure, so be fatherly and hold that fatherly-like figure to others around you. Now, with the next card being the Temperance card, this is saying that you are combining two things together. Maybe you're combining your personal and business life together. You could be combining your relationships and your business together, or your private life and your platonic life together. But whatever it is, you're combining two things together to create some sort of harmony. Now, let's continue on with the clarifying cards, so we can clarify what's going on with you on this last 15 degrees while the sun is traveling through Cancer. I hope you all are having a good Venus day. I hope all is well, and I hope you continue to have a good rest of the sun going through Cancer. Now, so for this one more time, and we'll get to clarifying. Alright. The Nine of Swords is clarified by the Four of Swords. So, this is talking about rest and recuperation and rejuvenation. You've got two Four of Swords, so you're taking a lot of time to yourself to ponder on what you want to do. Do not let the time that you are resting get to your head and divert you from any project, goal, or aspiration that you are wanting to do or desiring to do. Mind you, the more time you sit in meditation and pondering and not taking action, the bigger the Nine of Swords energy will become if you let it. Remember that thoughts and feelings are not yours, and that you have the ability as a spirit, being no thing, no shape, no form, to create the perspective and reality that you so desire. With the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups gets clarified by the Two of Swords. So, this is about choices, and you may need to go within and see exactly what you want to do and what you desire to do. And then with the Moon up in the top of the card of the Two of Swords, this is talking about intuition. And with your waters behind you, you need to step back, leave your emotions behind you, and think logical about what you want to do to proceed forward. But don't let your emotions dry up too much with logic, and add a balance between both of them. Narrow these choices down to a couple of things so you can be successful in what you want and desire to do. Now with the Hierophant gets clarified by the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is minor conflict. So you could be dealing with minor conflict. Alright? And it's talking about minor conflict when dealing with commitment of some sort, because it's clarifying the Hierophant. So whatever it is that you're being committed to or wanting to be committed to, it's dealing with, you're having some minor conflict. Notice how this man over here is not really fighting, and this man over here is really not even, he's looking up in the sky. They're not really fighting like the Five of Swords, but there is minor conflict when it comes to your visions. You may be experiencing some minor anxiety or minor fear. Don't let that bother you, and continue to be committed to whatever it is that you're committed towards. Now, with the Four of Swords is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. So, the Seven of Pentacles is a card of waiting for things to grow into fruition. So you may be getting a little bit impatient, which makes sense with the Four of Swords clarifying the Nine of Swords as well. And the Seven of Pentacles clarifying the Four of Swords. This can really talk about impatientness. You may be committed to a business or goal or aspiration and not seeing the fruits of your labors as soon as you want it. Don't let that bother you. Continue to strive forward. Continue to push yourself forward in what you're doing. Don't worry about the outcome, and continue to do what you want and desire to do in whatever realm, in whatever it is that you're committed towards. Now with the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So again, this impatientness may be having you putting you into position of feeling like you are left out in the cold, like you are doing everything by yourself, and you may be juggling whether or not you want to continue being committed to whatever it is that you have been committed towards. And with everything here, it says that you should continue to be committed. Okay? Don't stop just because you're not seeing the fruits of the labor. Sometimes when, well, a lot of the times when this is occurring, that the universe is testing you. Mind you that Neptune is retrograding in the sign of Pisces, which is your sign, so you could be really in a dreamy-like state, and especially in Neptune retrograde, you're going back to past dreams and illusions that you were once dreaming about or in an illusion about. Don't let those illusions bother you from what you're doing in the present moment, and continue to bring those dreams that you would want to bring out and want to have grow into fruition. And don't let the feeling of being left out in the cold bother you. And Saturn is in Aquarius retrograding, so this is the other side of you. Aquarius being the other side of you, because you can see another side of your dreams. You can see another side of your illusions that you're going in the past and reevaluating. Alright, don't let that bother you. And with Pluto and Capricorn retrograding, this is forcing everybody to take to go into the past to see what it is that they had to take, well, how they took power and control and transformed in the past, and take and reevaluate that situation and bring that in the present moment. Do not let Pluto transform things for you, and you use Pluto like a bitch and transform what it is you need to transform in order to bring success into your life. Now, Mars and Venus is in the sign of Leo, so this is in conjuncting you, so you could be misunderstanding how to go after your passions, motivations, and intentions, as well as what it is that you should go after when it comes to love, appreciation, and how you compromise with things. Don't let any of this retrograde energy affect you. And one more thing, Jupiter is in the sign of Aquarius, retrograding, going transitioning into Pisces. So don't let Jupiter itself bother you from because you're seeing another side, or you're about to see another side, but it is playing in your energies of past experiences and past wisdom and knowledge. Maybe things that are involving this dream that you wanted to come to fruition never did come to fruition as an experience in the past. Don't let that bother you, and continue to push yourself forward and strive for what you want and desire. Now with the Six of Swords is clarified by the Two of Wands. So you are transitioning from a negative place, whether it be a negative mindset, negative feeling, or a negative situation or circumstance that you're dealing with, and moving ahead in life and planning for your future. If this was a Three of Wands, this would be implementing what you have planned for, and launching those plans into action. But right now you are sitting and thinking and pondering, and see, as you can see, he has the ward in his hand, so he's looking at the bigger picture of what he wants to do and what he desires to do. So, like this man, look at the bigger picture and really strive for what you want and desire. Now with the Page of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Wands. So, the Ace of Wands is a spark of a new vision. Alright, so you could be having a spark of, like, really intense spark of a goal, aspiration, or whatever it is that you wanting to do. Sorry, there's a dog that keeps. Give me 1 second. Big boy, go lay down. Stop touching me. I'm walking here. Anyways, apologize about that. You have a vision that you have envisioned for yourself, and you are launching that vision and really doing your best to go after this vision while learning how to implement it along the way. Now with the Queen of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Swords is clarified by the Seven, with the Seven of Cups being here. This is saying that you are dreaming, or you are standing in your independence, being self-aware of your truth, but you have a lot of truths, it seems like. There's a lot of, there's two Seven of Cups here, so you are really scattered in choices. Like I said before with the four Seven of Cups, do your best to have 2 or 3 things that you want to do and implement into the world, and don't let yourself go all over the place. This could also mean that you need to be in a more dreaming-like state, and don't focus too much on the logic, and let your creativity and dreams, let yourself dream in order to get out of this logic and not end up having that logic overrule you. Now, with the King of Pentacles is clarified by the Chariot card. So with the Chariot card, clarifying the King of Pentacles, this is saying that you are moving very strongly emotionally towards what you want and desire. but you are also in the position to do so because you have everything that you want and need. If you're dealing with a Cancer, if you're dealing with a person, as well as a Sagittarius. So, with that being said, continue to strive yourself forward in whatever you are committed towards, and don't let this feeling of being left out in the cold or impatientness get in the way of what you are doing currently. So, to clarify the Temperance card, the Temperance card is clarified by the Eight of Cups. So you are leaving things in the past that no longer serve you for your highest good or the betterment of your well-being. Notice how he is leaving away from the cups that no longer serve on. They're not filled with any water, they're empty. So these are things that have no purpose to him, so therefore he is leaving. So you should leave whatever it is that no longer serves you in order to combine and two things, maybe your business or relationships or whatever it is that you're combining, and leave whatever it is that no longer serves you in the past and behind you. Now let's pull 3 cards from the Moonology Oracle deck. And shuffle this one more time. Let's see what Mother Moon wants to give to you through me. Alright. So these two more cards. Alright. So, your first card that you get is Full Moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So, you are good enough. Don't let this conflict of impatience get to you. Do not let this feeling of being left out in the cold and you being mixed up to whether or not you should go for after what you want and desire, or if you're working on a business or an aspiration and you feel like you are not good enough. Mother Moon is telling you through me that you are good enough. Alright? So, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and let yourself continue to be committed to whatever it is that you are committed towards, and do not let this anxiety bother you. Alright? Do not let the impatience bother you. Just continue to move forward with what you want and desire, and you will achieve success. Now with Waxing Moon, the energy is gaining momentum. As long as you continue to go after what you want and desire to do, know that the energy is gaining momentum and you are one step closer to achieving success. Stay committed to whatever it is that you are committed towards. Don't let logic or overthinking and being self-aware of what's going on detour you from continuing this passion, because air and fire, what happens to air or fire? If there's too much air, fire gets blown out. So keep that flame burning more bright than letting the air or your thinking dying it down. Continue to go after your passion that you envision for yourself, and know that the energy is gaining momentum. Now, your last card that you get is Full Moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution. So, know that a personal issue is reaching resolution. Know that as long as you continue, like I said, to go after what you're committed towards, solve these problems by creating higher perspectives and higher thoughts and feelings about this conflict that you're dealing with. And I feel strongly that the conflict is impatience, and as well as a conflict when it comes to wondering if this will actually grow into fruition. Know that both of these cards, the energy is gaining momentum, and the personal issue reaches resolution. And you are good enough. With all these cards from Mother Moon to you through me, it's saying that you are one step closer. As long as you continue to be committed, you are getting close to success. and you're one step closer to said success. Now, with that being said, it's the end of this reading. I hope this helped in any way possible. I hope it brought you clarity and the aid that you were looking for. And from me to you, I hope you have a good, happy Venus Day and a good rest of the sun being in Cancer in these last 14, 15 degrees. And until next time, peace.